Hello, everyone, and once again, welcome to the Sin Bin. It is now official summer reggae festival season. I am super excited that the most interesting festival of up-and-coming artists will be on Friday, June 7th at Paradise Lakes Campground in Hamilton, New Jersey, an event known as Lion Heart Reggae Springfest. When looking at this lineup, I noticed one name that is often talked about, but in recent years is rarely performed. This man has a reputation of being an artist and has played in numerous bands across Pennsylvania and New Jersey. I therefore thought I would catch up with him and give you the opportunity to meet this man before you see him. It is my pleasure to introduce Michael Arcangel. Mr. Arcangel,
How
how
you
are you
doing,
doing
Chris?
today?
Fantastic, Chris. How you doing?
Okay, so you managed to get on to the Lionheart Springfest lineup. Uh,
Yes.
can you explain to me how that happened?
Well, I have to just one name is Patrick Latanzi. That's
Patrick Latanzi from the Root Setters.
yeah. he's the angel on my shoulder. you know, over the years, he's been playing,
Hmm.
sitting in with us in our band, and we would have conversations. When we take our walk before we play, and yeah, I would tell him like, really what it is that I'm trying to accomplish making music. And I told him one of the things that I wanted to stop doing uh, was playing 3 hour shows. And I wanted to be able to play a set of music for people that want to see reggae music,
Hmm.
and because, you can play a show and then you have to win an audience over because they kind of either don't get it or but to be invited to play in front of people that actually want to listen to reggae music is what I really wanted to do, and he facilitated that. He was just like, I'll keep you in mind. And then it came
Hmm.
around and he said, if I was interested, and I told him the parameters that I have to work with in order for it to happen, because it's just so many things have to be in alignment for me to actually play a show. So you're not
Hmm.
really joking when you say well, I don't play often, but uh
So
he made it work. And
in terms of area bands, who did you initially play with?
area bands, like you're
Yeah.
saying, you asking me what musicians did I play with
Yeah, like what other reggae acts have you played with over the years?
over the years?
Yeah.
It's funny. This is a short interview because I don't really play with other bands. This is the first time I'm actually playing where it's only a set. And
Set.
I usually play shows where I am the act. I play for
Uh-huh.
3 hours, so it's like
Right.
it's not really a. I've never gotten to play with other musicians on the bill. So this is like throughout my whole career, 25 years. That's
Uh-huh.
always been that I'm playing.
So
Like at a play.
you usually just assemble other people to back up with you and play. When I saw you in Reading last
Mhm.
November, you had members of the Root Setters, you had uh, members of the Exaltations, you had Patrick Brewster, you had a bunch of other people. Do you routinely play with those guys?
I do. I routinely play with Patrick Brewster. He's like
Hmm.
the ace up my sleeve. He's like the music director and the band.
Right,
He makes sure everything's going smoothly, and
right.
everyone's playing in the same key. Josh Gwynn,
Hmm.
he's playing drums for us, and
Right.
Kevin Kittich.
Okay.
He's our bass player, and Anthony Burns is our percussionist. So
Right.
and then again playing with
And
Patrick Latanzi is like
right. And then you were with
it's a
Derek
really good thing.
Derek from the Root Setters on the keyboards,
Yeah, yeah. Unity
right?
Vibration, big up.
Unity
Yeah, man.
Vibration. Yeah. Okay. So you've met all these people all across the
Yeah,
years, and you used to go out and routinely perform. Is that correct? Like from
yeah.
years ago?
I used to.
Yes.
I used to have another band before playing solo. I used to in 2016 when I moved to Pennsylvania. I started a band called Red Eye, and
Red Eye. Okay.
yeah, and Red Eye we used to play.
Was Red Eye a reggae band?
Red Eye was a reggae band. Yeah, it was like the
Okay.
I moved to Pennsylvania, and my first thing was from since leaving New York, and I was just on the precipice of doing things there, and then moving to Pennsylvania, I had to get my band together. So like I met up with a bunch of musicians here, like Stephen Kurtz was on bass, and
Hmm.
we had Jordan Lambert on drums, and Paul was a guitarist. Yeah, I just met a lot of really cool people when I first met here, lived here, and I was just like, you know what, this is going to be my band. So we played from 2016 to 2020,
Hmm.
until COVID hit, and then once COVID
Right.
happened, it all shut down, and so
Right.
and then I
So
took a
this is
hiatus. Yeah,
so that so Red Eye played until lockdown,
yeah,
and you decided that you were not going to take risks and go out and perform in the public for
yeah,
personal reasons. And
yeah,
now that now that plague is lifted, and you are looking to get out back there in the world.
yeah. But I mean, still, the plague must might have lifted for everyone else, but since I live with immunocompromised people, my in-laws, so
Hmm.
I really still can't play indoors. It's just like they're so sensitive and they're elderly, so I really can't risk doing that. So it's
Hmm.
like right now I'm only stuck on the summertime schedule where I can play outdoors,
Outdoor
like
shows. Okay.
outdoor shows, and that's why you only see me if I see my shadow or outdoors.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. So who's backing you up this time?
This time it's going to be Patrick Brewster
Okay.
on keys and guitar. We have Patrick Tanzi on guitar. We
Uh-huh.
have Josh Wynn on drums. Kevin's going to be on bass, and we have Anthony on percussion. And that's going to be
Okay.
the lineup. It's going to be fantastic. We since I haven't been playing a lot of shows, a lot of it has just been rehearsal for this show. So it's like I'm
Hmm.
so excited. I can't wait to actually be playing in front of an audience that's going to be receiving reggae music, and that to me is going to be like amazing. I
Okay.
feel like it's my first show.
Excellent. Excellent. So what are your who are your particular reggae influences? If somebody were to ask you what it is what it is that really tickles you, what kind of sound grabs you, what would your answer be?
Well, for reggae music,
Hmm.
uh, reggae music right now, if you were going to ask me, I'm listening to Kabaka Pyramid and
Hmm.
Damian Marley and of course Peter Tosh. Bob Marley was, of course, everyone's first.
Hmm.
But like, if you're really gonna say what's inspiring me now, I mean, it's not really a reggae artist. It's Eugene McDaniel's. He's an artist from like the '70s, and
Hmm.
he did an album that's called "Heroes for the Headless Apocalypse," and it's the first time I've ever really, when it reached me, I just saw like, wow, this is just amazing, like just activist music and just the '70s. It was just, when I listened to that album, I'm just like, that's it really does something to me. And although it's not in the same genre, the message of equality and unity and peace it's all there, and that's what
Yeah.
inspires me.
For the while I was looking around, I looked at your SoundCloud songs, and I did
Wow.
notice
Yeah.
that you have that you place a big priority on soulful vocals
Yeah.
when it is you play.
Yeah.
Um, uh, do you have do you have a history? Do you have a background in R&B?
And R&B,
Yeah.
no, but I mean, it's just, I love, I'm like in love with all genres of music. And
Hmm.
I'm such a fan of music in general that it's an authentic part of me. Like if I'm singing R&B, I'm singing R&B. And that's why some people, when they see me playing like, like alternative or rock music, they're like, you play reggae? And I'm like, or they see me playing reggae and you play rock. It's because I love these genres so much and I grew up with them. And, it's not there's nothing contrived. It's all like authentic. Like, when wanting to be in a band, I was like Kiss. When I grew up, it was just like everything was about Kiss,
Hmm.
and it was just an amazing uh, history through music that I've experienced in my life, and I'm just very fortunate that it's always led me back to reggae music. You know.
Yeah. I did notice some EDM songs or
Yeah,
some,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that is those songs are made with my old roommate Zachary Trudeau, and he goes by Division Monarchy. He lives in Prague right now, but shout out to Zach. He's solid dude. But I mean, again, like all of these genres of music, it's just that's what I'm made up of. Just like an artist. Like
Right.
how I like
So
how I
do you have
explain it.
you have a studio set up in your house? Do you do recordings or what do you
Yeah,
do?
I'm in my studio right now.
Uh-huh. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's not with the camera. All I see is Christmas lights
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. But
and
I don't have to swing it
okay.
around. But yes,
All right. Okay.
just trust me. I'm in the studio where there are microphone stands and there are things right behind me, and there are
Okay.
there's a plethora of things. uh,
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. From the time that you did do shows, what was the most memorable show you ever performed at, or the most memorable show you ever attended?
Memorable show that I performed at was a house party that I threw in Brooklyn. We used to live in this
Ah,
old we used to live in this old bank. It was the Corn Exchange Bank, and it was on Flatbush Avenue. It's right by there's a
wow.
stadium there now, but right
Uh-huh.
on there there's a Corn Exchange Bank, and with my first band Crimson, we had a house party there, and like it was packed. Everyone was having an amazing time, and like Michel Gondry. I don't know if you know who he is. He wrote Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and he directed
Okay.
videos for like York and Lenny Kravitz. And anyway, I'm singing, and he's walking through my living room, and it was such a big deal to me because I'm such a fan, and I just felt like, wow, I'm playing a show, and people are coming from all over, and I was just
Hmm.
so super psyched. I got to meet him, and I was like just in awe, So it's been a very, very, very
Yes.
cool life, and although it hasn't been like what other people would deem like successful, because like I'm not super popular, but
Hmm.
in all of my years playing, I've always had the best time, and that's how I measure my success is just the fact that like I'm playing these shows, I'm doing what I want to do.
I
So
mean, there's something there's an intangible thing about reputation. I mean, I can tell you that I started CMB Reggae on a quest to learn about every reggae artist that was performing anywhere in the Mid-Atlantic from New York to Virginia Beach. And I heard your name up to a year or a year and a half before I ever met you face to face.
that's cool.
Because so many people mentioned your name, and I'm just like, I follow all the shows, I see who's playing. For a guy whose name was mentioned all the time, I have yet to see him performing anywhere.
Yeah,
So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, your reputation preceded you.
yeah.
So,
I
I mean, so much so that I picked up from Media, Pennsylvania, and drove out to what was looked like a very, very rural place in Reading, Pennsylvania, just to, just to go see you perform.
Yeah,
I
I hope you had a good time. I mean, everyone seemed to
did.
be. Yeah, I'm sorry that we smoked you out with the smoke machines.
Oh, that
I know
was
it's a little much.
yeah.
It was a little much, yes, but the
No,
kids
it
were
was
loving
just
it.
like, I put up the chair there and it was, it was the right angle for me to catch things, but I think that smoke machine was like it was like on a 7-second routine. So like
The jag, I just picked someone
just
up.
as I would get
Hey,
a clear picture, I would just get gassed again. I'm just like, oh God, you gotta be kidding me. But
I joke with my bandmates about that. I was like, he's like, get these guys out of here. I can't even see what's going on.
yes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I was as a gag, I
Well,
was gonna
just for
start
my
some Kinky
Facebook
bits.
crowd, don't blame me. I didn't have anything to do. Like,
No, no, that was
listen,
all me.
listen to this great music behind a cloud of fog. So,
Yeah,
um,
it was a good time. It was a good time.
but yeah, it was a good time, and it was. And I found it interesting that I think that you were backed up by about 6 or 7 people, and I knew 5 of them, 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah,
So maybe that's why I was always hearing your name, was because I was talking to them. But
yeah.
well, anyway, I'm really happy. I'm really excited for you. I mean, you're gonna be on this bill.
Thanks.
This is a fantastic lineup,
I couldn't be
and
happier, man.
in particular, 10 Foot Ganja Plant is a real treat because they very, very rarely leave New England
Yeah.
to go play anywhere. And as far as, you know, authentic instrumental dubs, if in the United States, in my mind, they're in the top five in terms of people who can deliver that way, which is great. They're going to come down. I'm going to be there. The CMB Reggae staff has rented an RV, so I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there
Awesome.
in an RV for a couple days. Um, and it looks like mostly all the big players in the Philly area and in South Jersey have already committed to being there. So it's going to be quite a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the campground or Hamilton, New Jersey.
Yeah.
I just looked at a map, and I saw that if you drew a straight line between Philadelphia and Atlantic City and went to the absolute middle of where that line was, that's where Hamilton is.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to 2 or 3 days of genuine relaxation, and there are just so many great ones in the lineup. Um,
Yeah.
so what do you have coming next after this show? Are you going to be releasing more music, or
Well, I think I have some things that I'm working on, but again, it's really a slow process because I'm working remotely with people, so it has to
uh-huh,
be when things are in alignment. But yeah, I
got
mean,
it.
so far it's this show, and then we are playing at that Union Jacks location again in August. And that's a free show.
Oh, the
Uh,
one out,
yeah,
is it Reading? Is it technically Reading, or what do you know what town
it's
that is?
technically it's Boyertown.
Boyertown. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
So you're doing that. You said you're doing that in August?
in August, yeah. So
Hmm.
I don't know who's playing with me so far, but there's gonna be there's a
You,
core group, and it's always gonna be a great time. So people are gonna. I'm sure that this year is gonna be bigger than last year because last year it was like kind of like spur of the moment, and I didn't really get to rehearse with a lot of the guys. So it
hmm.
was just really when you're playing with
Well, you
players
had
that
a
have a
you had a great
musicality.
crowd size.
Yeah, yeah, it was
A
great. It was
lot of a
great.
lot of people showed up. You know.
Yeah. So
Um,
we just want more of the same of that, and hopefully have some merch up for people. I'm not really a
Absolutely.
big merch person,
Well,
but
I need to add the Michael Arcangel sticker
yeah,
up here.
yeah, yeah. I'm working on a
See,
sticker for sure. It's gonna be a little UFO that I constantly draw and everything. So that's gonna be my
okay.
my stickers. You'll see that.
All right. Well, that's
So
good. I
hopefully I
like to
have
I
one.
like to put it up here next to everything else I got. Okay.
I I see a little space right there. Yeah.
Oh no, look, this is just the beginning. I have all
Oh,
that.
oh, whoa. So you have space for sure. All right.
Yes, I have space. You make the stickers, I'll put them up. I guarantee you. I
All right, I'll
promise.
definitely do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about the best show you ever attended? What's your what's
Best
your
show
what's your
ever.
fondest memory in music?
Fondest memory in music is getting in to see Metallica. Like during the Injustice for All tour.
Uh-huh.
That's like my fondest memory of actually getting to see them, and I don't know, it was just just amazing. I just love live music. And then when you see your heroes playing in front of you, you get that feeling like anything you can do anything. And just like when everyone watches a karate movie, everyone can fight karate. Like
Yeah,
it's like that. When I see amazing musicians, it just inspires me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do this. It just
I
makes me
I
want to do it more.
saw I saw the opening of the Metallica Guns N' Roses tour at RFK in DC back in '95, and that was very shortly after Axl Rose got arrested in St. Louis, and it was unclear as to whether or not he was going to perform.
Wow.
And I think the Metallica was, I think they felt kind of insulted that they were opening for Guns N' Roses at that point in time. So their solution was to just essentially burn the house down. They did a 2 hour, 45 minute uninterrupted straight set. So
They
Metallica
can do that.
they didn't even get on stage until 12:45 at night, and
Yeah.
people were already leaving. So
Yeah.
it was an inspirational thing to see, you
Yeah.
know?
They're a very powerful band,
Yeah.
especially like listening to them just growing up all through my life. I've been listening to Metallica and just following their career, and it's just yeah, it's really cool. Really cool stuff. So
Uh-huh.
that would be probably the best show that I've ever since seen and been to, and it's just experienced. It's just everyone knows that if you go to a Metallica show, that's that's what you're going to get. It's a great
That's what you're gonna
show.
get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great show.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we're ready to wrap this up.
Awesome.
I'd like to thank you for joining us, and to the
Yeah,
CMB Reggae audience. I just like I always say, continue to tune in every week for new content, along with make sure you get up to you get up to the Facebook page to go see who's playing where every week. Um, and once again, thank you for joining us, and I will see you
thanks so much.
on June. Are you doing Friday? You're playing the 7th?
I am the opening act on Friday, 4 p.m. I'm going to be setting the pace. Let's just say, and
All right. Well,
that's
it's time for you to pull a Metallica.
that's
Now,
exactly what I'm going to do, Chris. That's
I
exactly
got
what I'm going to do.
I'll get in trouble if if I go tell you to do an uninterrupted 2.5 hour set. Patrick and Delray are going to kick my ass, so that's not going to happen.
Uh, yeah,
All
but
right.
I'm going to definitely bring it, and as should everyone. And it's like I said, it's going to be something that's very special. Special to me. It's a special time to be. I don't know, playing music and with all these artists. It's just amazing. Looking forward to seeing
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, and I mean this lineup ever since One Earth Reggae Fest last year, there's a lot of people in this lineup that are kind of a brotherhood. They've
Yeah.
known each
Shout
other
out
for a
Rich
couple of
Wilson.
years, and they've known each other for a couple of years, and they've played together, and they're starting to get used to doing it,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a great thing. I do not see a lot of snags. I think it's going to be a beautiful thing. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you for. Would you just say 4 o'clock on a Friday? 4:30.
4 o'clock on Friday. I'll be
Four
on stage
o'clock
at
on
4.
Friday.
Yep.
All right. I will see you there. Okay.
All
Take
right.
care.
See you later.